Hear the sound, create a word, learn to read. In part 1 of this 5-part series, I introduced to you Elkonin Boxes. I shared that if you were a teacher that is teaching reading, then you probably already knew how important it was to learn phonics. If a student is aware of the sound they are hearing, it helps them encode as they learn to write or spell, and it helps them decode as they learn to read. In part 2 of the series, I will break down how to use Elkonin Boxes in more depth. I will give examples of extensions of lessons, games, and methods that are effective strategies for a strong foundation for students as they learn to read. The steps are in 5 parts. Number 1. Pronounce a target word slowly, stretching it out by sound. 2. Ask the child to repeat the word. 3. Draw boxes or squares on a piece of paper, chalkboard, or dry erase board with 1 box for each syllable or phoneme. 4. Have the child count the number of phonemes in the word, not necessarily the number of letters. For example, wish has 3 phonemes and will use 3 boxes. W, I, sh. 5. Direct the child to slide 1 colored circle, cube, or corresponding letter in each cell of the Elkonin box, drawing as he or she repeats the word. What it looks like to use this method and how individual teachers utilize the Elkonin boxes can range from teacher to teacher. The video you are about to see is an example that is very straightforward and presented by a masterful teacher of phonetic literacy.
Hear sounds that put words together. So each time that they're making a sound, they're pulling that sound into the box and trying to form each sound together to create a full word. So today we're going to work on a new activity. We're going to be listening to a word, and we're going to be separating the sounds to a word, and then we're going to put the sounds together and make that word. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. For each sound, so for instance the word it, this is the first sound, I, I'm going to bring down 1. The next sound, t, I'm bringing down. Alright, so each box represents 1 sound, and then we're going to pull the sounds together. So we're going to do that for a bunch of different words. Alright, I'd like you to say this word, hit. Hit. Okay. Now, I'd like you to take some squares and put them on your mat for me, please. Let's do this together. You ready? We're going to put a finger on our block. Good. Now let's pull those sounds down. Ready? Begin. It, hit. Nice job.
The building blocks of early literacy using Elkonin boxes. Teachers can use this strategy in the following ways to meet each student's individualized reading level: words with pictures and only 2 boxes, words with pictures and 3 boxes, words with no pictures and up to 4 boxes. In the first part of the series, I reviewed how to use Elkonin boxes, remembering that the teacher pronounces a target word slowly and stretching it out by sound. Then the child is asked to repeat the word. For example, look at the sheep. The word has 5 letters, but the phonemes are 3. Sh, E, P, sheep, sh, E, P, sheep. The basic process of using Elkonin boxes is to have the student count the number of phonemes in the word, not necessarily the number of letters. Blending and segmenting games can begin with blending and segmenting larger units, such as syllables, and then moving to blending and segmenting individual phonemes. What is blending and segmenting? Blending is putting sounds together, and segmenting is pulling sounds apart. Let's say that again. Blending is putting sounds together, and segmenting is pulling sounds apart. These are skills that are necessary for learning to read and spell. When students understand that spoken words can be broken up into individual sounds or phonemes, and that letters can be used to represent these sounds, they have the insight that is necessary to read and write in an alphabetical language. Blending and segmenting activities and games can help students develop this awareness. Let's watch as a class plays one of my favorite blending and segmenting games.
Eyes on me, eyes on me, eyes on me. We're going to do our phoneme segmentation, okay? My word is trap. What's my word? Trap. Phonemes, ready, go. My word is did. What's my word? Did. Phonemes, ready, go. Did. My word is do. What's my word? Do. Phonemes, ready, go. Do. My word is will. What's my word? Will. Phonemes, ready, go. Will. Phonemes, ready, go. Will. How many phonemes? Bingo. My word is brag. What's my word? Brag. Phonemes, ready, go. Repeat, ready, go. My word is grit. What's my word?
This game that we just watched, Ready to Go, is one of my favorite blending and segmenting games. I could play this game with students all day long. Students can also use songs to blend. They can use cheers. They can use puppets. There are many various ways to have fun with blending and segmenting. We also want to think about how part of learning is assessing. How do we assess and monitor phonological awareness? There are many ways to assess students, and depending on their grade and their assessments can differ. You've seen some of the assessments that are done by teachers in real time. Do they play Ready, Set, Go correctly? Can you notice that the teacher is observing them as they play? Also remember the teacher that was using the Elkonin boxes to watch the students move the markers into the boxes. The next part of this series will discuss language essentials for teachers of reading and spelling and why it is important to include a fuller embrace of phonics and the science of reading. Ready, set, go.